Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth version episode of Webflow Weekly. Super excited to be here. Super excited to be back because I wasn't here last week. Duncan, how are you doing? How was leading the ship solo?
Yeah, welcome back. You were missed very much. Happy you're back though. And yeah, I'm good. Things are good. Great weekend. How are you doing?
Sweet. Tired, to be completely honest with you, but I am excited about these clonables and about these Webflow features. And the first thing that I do have to say I'm super excited about is something which some people might look at and go, who cares? That's not really going to affect my life in any way. Oh, it will. Oh, it will. And before I talk too much about it, what it is here is this. As said by Webflow, rename elements and component instances. Now, there's this whole blog post about it here. It's going to be linked in the description. But essentially, what this means is this. If I head over here into Webflow, as you know, if you use Webflow, if you don't use Webflow, hi, welcome to the community. We're a bunch of cool people. You're going to have a lot of fun. But anyways, I'm assuming you probably, anyone watching this, you're familiar with Webflow, right? And as we can see here, I have a project which uses the client-first system, and I have page wrapper over here, and that takes its name from the class. Now, that's all well and good. That being said, let's say I have a bunch of things using the same class on the same page. It can get really confusing. Here's the update. I'm going to zoom in just to make this more clear. I can go ahead and rename this to be like whatever I want. Let's say my page wrapper. You just double click to make it work. As you can see, that happened, but it didn't change my classes. My classes are still page wrapper, as we can see here. And this is something I'm extremely excited about, Duncan. I'm going to tell you why. This isn't something I ever noticed as someone who's been using Webflow like every day for like 6-7 years. I never really noticed it. And then I started to use WordPress with Bricks Builder. And that is one thing about Bricks Builder that I just love because I don't need to worry, for example, this padding global right here. This doesn't necessarily mean anything to me. Let's say I just want to call it like element wrapper. You can do that in Bricks. Your classes are totally separate. And now it's the same thing in Webflow. This makes me super excited. And I want to know what you have to say about it, Duncan.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, this feels like commenting built in, where like we could now communicate with each other, or I could communicate with a client through this panel over here. So exactly, right? You just you just communicated something to me, put it there for me later. You could leave little notes about what a section is, but also you're communicating to your future self. And there are all kinds of projects and pages in projects that I haven't touched in a year that whenever I go back to them, boy, it would be nice to be able to like quickly see. I think code embeds would be huge. Like I'm going to use this for certain with code embeds where right now I have to open every single code embed. And I've actually even started going to the like live site, going to the inspector, searching for the code I know is there, looking up in the elements till I get to an element I recognize, and then going into Webflow? Nah, no more. Now I'm just going to go right in here and I'll find it.
Literally. You could just write opt-to-base script on it. Now, I've been getting around that since the dawn of time by just giving a class to the name. That being said, it's not good. One of the reasons why we're here, one of the reasons why we use Webflow is because there isn't very much code bloat. And that is one thing that just adds it. So this is something from Webflow which seems pretty simple, but honestly, once you start using it, it is going to change everything. It's going to make it so much easier for you to manage your projects in the future. I'm so happy about this. And that is one, let's say, plus that Bricks Builder has, which now Webflow is on the same page with them. So I'm super, super excited about this. And other than that, there is something new from Webflow before we get into the clonables and the community stuff for the week, and that is Webflow Analyze. So Webflow's built-in analytics tool now has some new pricing tiers, and if we zoom in over here, we can see that now it starts from $9 a month. Duncan, didn't you say you were talking about Analyze last week?
Yeah, last week my commentary on this, because they added click mapping So they're steadily adding new features to this and making it more useful. But just given the offering, given that we were using other tools and they're mostly free, I just wasn't convinced I wanted to try it yet. This is getting closer. Like, I'm a little more interested now. I could see myself paying $12 for basically a 1 month trial to see what I think. Free would still be my favorite, either time bound or a free tier with a really low number of sessions. But I know why they're not doing it. I understand. I think it's a smart business decision. It's just I would want it as someone who wants to try it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free plans are something that we talk about internally at MemberStack too, because we would love to not price anyone out, but it's not that simple. So Webflow, we get it. One day, hopefully, you have a free plan for Analyze, because I agree. I mean, we use PostHog, and I don't think we either pay very little or we don't pay anything for PostHog. I can't quite remember. But it does its job perfectly, right? So I'm not incentivized quite yet to try that $12 a month trial, let's go ahead and call it, because PostHog is great. But if it was free, I would just activate it on a site and just see how it is. Maybe it's amazing. I mean, it's built into Webflow, which is cool. You know, pros and cons with that. That being said, they're making it more accessible now. I mean, if you're someone, let's say you're like an agency, you don't really get that many sessions per month, then $9 a month is looking more affordable than like $30 a month. So good job, Webflow, making it more accessible for anyone to get in. And now, Duncan, are you ready to see what the community has done this week?
Clonable time. Let's go. My favorite part.
All right, so we got 3 templates, and we have a really cool animation, specifically a slider. So sliders are something that is the bane of every Webflow developer's existence, but my way of getting around that, Duncan, has just been finding similar sliders on the showcase and copying them. So
yes, let's do that. You want to start there? Or are we doing slider first?
You know what? Let's do slider first, and then we'll get into the templates, because there's only one. So
that's fun.
It is by Rishabh. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Rishabh, if you're watching this, let us know how to say your name in the comments. Now, I'm going to open this both in Webflow, and I'm going to open the live site. First of all, let's look at the live site and take a look at how it is. So, one thing, you can't see this right now, but I'm scrolling. Like, with my mouse, I'm scrolling, and that's when this happens. This is super cool. You can also move it with your finger, mouse, pointer, whatever you want to call it. Really cool effect. I've seen this on some sites before. I love it. If you ask me how to go ahead and build this, I have no idea. I would just beg ChatGPT to make me something. But now you don't have to do that, because Rishabh has made something very cool. And if we look here in Webflow, all of this stuff seems pretty straightforward. Everything here is in Webflow. It's not like, you know, it's HTML built with custom code or anything like that. It just follows the standard swiper slide, swiper wrapper, swiper container setup, which is really great. And then I'm assuming it's got some custom code in the page settings. It does. Okay, so we have, first of all, this, which seems to be for the animation. And then we have this, which is for the slider itself. So the slider, slider, whatever you want to call it, configuration is pretty simple, as you can see here. Mouse wheel true, loop true, speed 1000.
I love that.
Yeah. Have you ever used Swiper, Duncan?
You know, I still haven't.
Really?
I have seen like hundreds of Swiper sliders at this point. And same thing. I see so many of them, and they're so nice that I just haven't even messed with learning how to use it, because I just pick something I want. But what do you think? Is it worth learning how to use?
Yes. Honestly, Swiper is super flexible. It looks super good. It's great for responsive and the workflow in Webflow. So one thing that I would say is this over here, this is, I guess, code from Rishabh, who made it for, I believe, for the animation. The one I'm just going to go back and show you. When you go to a new one, it slides up over here.
Yeah.
You can see that. So if that's not very important to you, then I would say your code is going to be a lot easier. But Swiper is, as you can see, very simple. All you have to do is look up, I think, Swiper configurations, and it'll tell you like all of the different stuff that you can put in here. Again, just ask AI. Your life's going to be easier. But yeah, Swiper is absolutely awesome. So again, cool. Rishabh, thank you. Love this slider, and I am probably going to be using this at some project at some point in time. You going to use it too, Duncan?
We'll see. I'm a simple slider kind of guy. Most of
Okay.
my projects can get by with pretty simple stuff, so we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
see. But yeah, what do we have here?
Agree.
It's like
Here
a
we have
free template.
FitSweat.
Oh, I love those two words, free and template together. It's a good day.
Put in the same sentence is a good way to go. And we've got 3 of those here. So first thing I'm going to do is open up FitSweat. FitSweat. I'm mixing up FinSuite and FitSweat. Okay, sorry. FitSweat by Victorflow. Here is the template. So I'm going to go through it first just on the live site, and then I'm going to go through it in Webflow, see what we've got going on. Off the top of my head, I just want to say this looks really good. And
Yeah.
even though it's a fitness template, it seems pretty agnostic to me. I mean, this could be a business template. This could be a life coach. This could be really anything. It's a simple, clean, modern design. I think it's great. It appears to be a one page. None of
Okay.
these buttons are going anywhere. That being said, we will find out the truth when we hop into Webflow. So, what I can see right off the bat, again, something that makes me happy, and that is client first. Hey, can you rename elements in like read-only mode? Hey, you can.
Oh, that's cool.
Hello, Duncan, again. Cool. Okay, that's not going to save, so it doesn't really matter. But anyways, okay, so we have home, and we have the, I guess, the Relume style guide. So did they use Relume for this? Okay, yes. So they
Oh
did
yeah, they
use
do.
Reload for this. We can see layout 369, layout 4, CTA 14. Relume, I'm going to go ahead super quick and just pop open Relume in the event that someone here hasn't seen it. Relume is awesome. Relume is a whole bunch, is also an AI site builder. I'm not even going to get into that part right now. There is a Figma library and a Webflow library. It's just a whole bunch of unstyled components. And if you're using their style guide or the client first style guide, let's say I wanted to paste in this contact 3. As we can see, it's a nice wireframe, but it's very basic. This would actually sync to your classes and automatically be styled in the way that your site is styled. Relume, if you haven't heard of Relume yet, go check it out. It is amazing. Duncan, what do you think about this FitSweat template? And if you have any comments on Relume.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I think this looks great. Seems well built. Assuming they are using Relume, it would probably be mobile friendly already.
Should be. Out.
And yeah, I mean, as far as styling these components, whenever you paste them in, Julian, correct me if I'm wrong, but that style guide page is where you're going to do all of that base styling, add your fonts, your padding, your like generic styling across the site. When you bring in an element, it's going to inherit from that style guide.
Yes.
You're good to go.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
all of your classes like buttons, heading style, H1, if you use client first, all of those things that you set up are just going to inherit. Relume has something called class sync. So it's not going to like duplicate the class. It's literally just going to absorb the class,
Yep.
which
Yeah,
is
sweet.
awesome. So yeah, FitSweat, thank you to Victorflow. And we have 2 more templates. And first thing I want to say is both of them are from Munk. So thank you, Munk. You rock. Both of these templates are absolutely beautiful. Again, we're going to open the live site, check it out, see what we have, and then we're going to head on into Webflow. So it says beauty care, I would say beauty slash skin care Webflow template. It looks great. You can request their Figma file. There's 13 inner pages, which is awesome. Let's go check out the homepage first. Looks super nice, super clean. Has some nice animations.
Wow, nice.
This is a nice little section here. Is this an e-commerce template? Let's go ahead and click add to cart. Continue. Okay, it is. It is. It's just, this is a demo site, so the e-commerce doesn't work. So not only is this just a normal template, it's an e-commerce template, and that's really cool. Look at that. That's a video, and when you scroll down, it just like pops open. That's a super cool effect. This is a really nice page. I have a bit of a suspicion that they also use Relume for this. We'll find that out in a minute, but this is just the homepage. There are How many other pages? Blog, team, product, contact us, 404, error, license, change log. Wow. Okay, there is a lot. Do they have a product page too? They do have a product page. Wow, okay. This template right here is a completely free, absolutely beautiful e-commerce site that is just ready to be used. Like, you can't get much better than that. If you're anyone selling skincare products and you want to use Webflow, copy, paste, change out the name, change out whatever you want, and you are good. Let me pop this open in Webflow. And Duncan, feel free to say your thoughts on this while I'm getting in and digging into Webflow.
Yeah, while you're getting in there, did a little research behind the scenes. Looks like Munk is a premium Webflow template developer and has a whole bunch of free templates they've released as well, in addition to these two you found today. I'm not sure how they decide when to make it premium or not, but I mean, from what this looks like a premium template to me. Yeah, all their projects look really nice, and I'm taking some time to click around their website. I'll report back.
Nice. This is super well built. It's using the Webflow Marketplace class naming system. So like hero space section. Again, I feel like every single Webflow Weekly with both of us, Duncan, this has come up in talk. I would rather it's client first. Duncan would rather it's like this. I like client first because it is more compatible with code. Duncan likes the Webflow Marketplace version because it's easier to read. I see and I agree with both. So this is a minus for me and a plus for Duncan. And to you who's watching this, let us know if you prefer it client first or if you prefer it in the Webflow Marketplace style like this. And here's the thing. I do agree that this is easier to read, as we talked about in the first episode, but now, thanks to, let me just pop open this feature again, rename elements and component instances, no longer is that a problem, at least in the Navigator. Duncan, your class search thing is still totally a thing. I'm derailing and talking about classes, but Munk.
Yeah, we'll make a pact that we won't talk about it next week, and then the week after we'll talk about it again.
Yes.
No.
It's going to be the entire point of the week after. So, really awesome template. I didn't even notice it was an e-commerce template. Just to take inventory of the pages, we've got a home page, we've got about us, we've got services, team, products, blog, contact us, and then we have style guide, license, change log. I assume all of these work. Yep, okay, so the blog page works, looks great. The services page as well works and looks great. Amazing.
They put a lot of time into this. I mean, all the pictures fit. I didn't read any of the content, but it looks like they really went all out to consider what content you'd actually have on a site like this, which I love to see in a template. They're thinking it through start to finish.
Yeah, I have paid many times $100+ for Webflow templates, and I can tell you this is at that level.
Yeah,
entirely. Not a
it's
single
free.
thing. Yeah, it's completely free. So, Munk, thank you. I think this is the third time that you've been brought up. So keep doing amazing work. We love it, and we're going to shout from the rooftops about it because it's helping the whole community. And again, Munk, thank you for autofix. That is the next and final template that we have on this episode of Webflow Weekly. So again, I'm just going to pop through it. 17+ inner pages. They have a Figma file, which you can get access to. Let's go ahead and check out the first home page. So as I scroll, this picture gets bigger. This is a cool little button effect. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at that. So here's the thing, Duncan. I have been working on websites now for, in total for 10 years now I've been working on websites. That's pretty cool. So you'd think that I've seen every possible layout that a website could have. People keep surprising me. I did not expect these images to just flip over and be information cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that? That's so cool. I've never seen that. You impress me. You impress me. I love these. I think they're called ticker tape or something.
Yep.
Ticker sections. I love those.
Yeah, I think popularized by the news, but these are not full of sad things.
Yeah.
So it's way superior to the ones you'd see on the news.
Literally, this is stuff that can help me. As you know, Duncan, I always have car-related issues, so I could use all of these things. The news, on the other hand, I don't need for anything. This is a really
go.
nice section. Also, I'm going to quickly refresh because there was a cool animation that I just went over.
Ah, cool.
Right here. There we go. There we go. I like that. Testimonial slider.
That
This,
almost feels okay. Quick discussion point. Some of it almost feels too nice, and I say that it depends, right? It's a total context thing. I feel like now I'm on a luxury car repair site, which maybe is what you want to go for with these kinds of animations.
yeah.
But if this was a place that is like mom and pop, they want to be approachable, they're charging really reasonable prices. I feel like I'd actually change the fonts. I would smush things together a little more. You know, I'd get some or some like cell phone pictures. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. So you know you're going to get a good price if the website has like one
Yeah,
of
more
these
clip
guys.
art.
Yeah. Oh, this guy right here, he's going to fix your car good. I agree. That's the thing. You don't, as silly as this sounds, you don't always want a nice website.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on what you do, what I would say level of service you offer, because I agree. I'm going to tell you right now, if I went on this site for a mechanic, I would automatically know, okay, they fix expensive cars. And yeah, so if your goal as a mechanic is to have that look, then great. If not, and if you're just like, Bert down the street who fixes Honda Civics, this might be overkill. That being said, this website cannot only be used for car repairs. I would say
Yes.
similar to the FitSweat template that I talked about, it is pretty agnostic, and I would say it could be used in a lot of industries. I'd love to go through all of the pages, but because FlowMonk is so cool, there's so many of them. This is an e-commerce site too. Didn't know that. Look at that.
Nice.
That is super cool. And I imagine when we pop it open in Webflow, we are going to see
Oh
similar
yeah. I don't think we'll be
Webflow
too
templates.
surprised in here.
Nope, nope. It seems like they followed a very similar structure to the other template, which makes sense. I mean, they were both released in quite literally the same day. What more can I say other than again, this is a complete business template with everything you can need. And the cool thing and the thing about templates is this. It's easier to remove than to add, so long as it doesn't add complexity. So even if you don't have an e-commerce site, this template's great. Even if you don't have a blog, this template's great.
Yeah.
They've put everything in here so that you can kind of pick and choose what you want to keep and what you want to remove. This is once more just a top quality template. I don't know what to say
Yeah.
other than it's great.
I think brainstorming out loud and FlowMonk team, if you're watching this, could be a fun future segment on the show. I'd love to know what their process is for creating these templates, because I assume because like you said, they look consistent. It looks like there's a reasoning to it,
Yeah.
and I love the way this is structured and set up. So if they'd be willing to give away some of their secrets to maybe help the other community members to create similar quality of templates, would love to learn from them how they're doing it.
Yeah, I agree. One more thing to say to the FlowMonk team is love to talk to you on an episode of Webflow Weekly. And
Oh,
clearly,
that's what I meant. Sorry.
clearly they see the value of putting out free resources
Yeah.
to the community. And I would like, this is a lot of effort.
Right.
If you weren't sure about whether or not it's going to work, you wouldn't put this much effort into it. So I'd really love to hear from them how that's going, what kind of
Oh, I see.
business they've received from these free templates that they put out. Maybe they just started, but that is one thing. I think a lot of people are very short-sighted with marketing and they don't want to do this free stuff. I disagree with that mentality. I think that this is the way to go. Super high value, help as many people as you can, and the money's going to come. So FlowMonk, call you boy. And yeah, other than that, I mean, as it's been every single week, the Webflow community is making super cool stuff. The Webflow team is releasing things which are not necessarily earth-shattering, but we don't want earth-shattering. We just want, tiny but mighty, simple first, in member stack language updates. And I just have to say, happy with the Webflow team, happy with the community. Duncan, any final words for this week?
No, glad you're back. Glad we could do this call. It's always fun, and I may or may I may or may not be here next week. We'll see. Paternity leave starts here real soon.
Oh, yeah. That is exciting. If not, I will be around. I will be here to help. Hopefully bringing as well some other members of the community on. So if you are interested in being on an episode of Webflow Weekly, let me know. You can email me, julian@memberstack.com, or you can just drop a comment. I'll find your contact information somehow. I've got connections. No, I'm kidding. But we'll talk.
Sweet. Have a great week.
Duncan, have a great week. Talk soon.